Alright, let's get this show on the road. Mouthful of cashews, sound dudes. Cue the intro. Welcome to Rokk Around the Clock. Daily cloud gaming news live at the same time, Monday to Friday. But first, if you're new to the show, please subscribe and hit the bell. If you'd like to support the channel, why not hit the join button on the channel homepage and become a member of Team Rokk. Here we are. Hello. Sorry about that, fellas and fellaresses. So I did a bit of game streaming just now, and prior to that, I'd installed a new update for my mic, which is an Elgato Wave. And Adam Rouster, who is in the chat, hi my friend, was saying to me, "Yeah, you're very quiet." I was like, "Well, I've got my volume up high." When the stream had finished, I noticed that the gain was 0 on the mic itself. So I'm not surprised you couldn't hear me. I may have to do that entire game stream again. And how are you guys? Bruce was just saying, what are you eating? I was eating a handful of cashew nuts, Bruce. I'm addicted to the flipping things. Whenever I'm feeling a bit like I need a snack, I race into the kitchen, excuse me, and grab a handful of the old cashews. Oh dear, that's the other problem with them. Hopefully you can hear me fine. I can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. Al is in the house. How are you, my friend? Thank you for popping in. Rokk said hello, which was nice of him. It was a bit late, old Rokk, but it was nice of him to turn up eventually. Just Joe. Afternoon, Rokk. And all you absolute legends. Flipping heck. I've now got hiccups. Struth. Cashew coughing and hiccuping. And Stream Elements is in the house, and Adam, thank you, Adam. Adam was telling me all about the sound issues. Hopefully we're now back to proper volume, which is cool. And the nice thing about those cashews is they leave little bits of themselves in your mouth so that you can kick them around for a while afterwards and enjoy them. Jin Shao, says Phipps. He speaks multiple languages. Hey Alpaca, how are you, my friend? We may have some more of your articles coming up. I can't remember. I don't always look to see who writes them, but I do tend to go to Cloud Dosage over everybody else. Joe loves cashews. I know, I love them. I've become addicted. When I'm off my keto diet now. I was about to say keto diet, but he was in the Pink Panther. When I was on my keto diet, they're one of the things you can have because they're high in protein, but they're equally high in calories. And now that I've come off that diet and I've put another couple of pounds on, late afternoon, yes, cashew crumbs, a late afternoon surprise snack. Absolutely. It can't be beaten. I love my cashew crumbs. But now that I'm still finding them now that I'm off the diet, I've discovered that I'm eating too many cashews and things. So I've got to try and sort myself out. It's my claim to fame. I know, it's lovely, isn't it? In the dim and distant past, I used to write a weekly column in a national magazine for my musings on tech things. And actually, and I can't find it anymore, we're going back about 10 odd years ago, and I remember writing a whole article on cloud gaming, where I thought gaming was going to go at that time, way before I'd heard anybody else was doing it. So and there's nothing nicer than seeing your name in print, is there? I agree. It's a real joy. Demi-goddess of gaming. Good afternoon. Love cashews. I know. Who doesn't love a cashew? I mean, and I guess there are people who are. I guess there are people that have allergies to nuts. I don't know if cashews count as one of those. I don't even know what it is in the old nut itself that causes allergies. I'm guessing if you put one under a microscope and zoomed in, you'd probably see like lots of little fibres maybe, or because they're roughage, aren't they? There's lots of, intertwined things. So I'm guessing it's that. I don't know. Seen as a foreign thing. Must look that up, actually. That'd be interesting to work that out, because my daughter has a nut allergy, and a couple of her friends. I also think, I do think that because we now live in a much more sanitized world, a clinical world, we've kind of lost natural immunities to things. We've allowed antibiotics and antibacterial wipes and stuff to clean all the germs and the things that our bodies naturally build immunity up over time. honey roast cashews. Oh, mate, don't. Stop it. Oh, I want to go grab another handful. Demi is getting refunds coming through. That's awesome news, Demi. We'll cover that in a minute, but I think it may be only stateside to begin with. Certainly, I haven't had the email, and all of my purchases were via PayPal, so I don't have the issue with a lot of these guys with Google Play credits and stuff have been having, which is a horror nightmare for some people. I haven't been getting that, thankfully. Well, I haven't had anything at all, but I haven't got it yet. And I can't remember. I remember looking, and that's the same as well for Ariana. I remember looking at the time when they said that they were going to be reimbursing. I remember going and having a look at my Stadia account to see how much I would be up for. And I genuinely can't remember what it was now, but I mean, it wasn't a huge amount. A couple of controllers, some games. I mean, it was it was in the $200, $300, $400 range. I mean, there's guys out there that have got $900, $1,000. I'm sure there was somebody who had spent $5,000 or more on Stadia. I mean, wow. Who knows? I mean, if you were to buy every game that was on Stadia, I think you were looking at around $5,000 or $6,000. And I guess if you were doing giveaways and things like that over time, then maybe you spent a few extra doshers. See, Adam Rousters is $800 or $900, and that's varied payment types. Ooh, credits and credit card. Oh, that's annoying, my friend. I mean, you're going to get them. I know. I did see you on Twitter saying, well, you can give them to people like me, content creators and stuff. But I was thinking, if you credited them to a content creator, like yourself, for example, could you do it to yourself? I mean, could you credit them to yourself if you're monetized? And then, I mean, okay, you had to give up 30% of it, but you're going to get 70% of the cash back that way, aren't you, I suppose? Would that not work? But on the other hand, I suppose it's a surprise. Well, yeah, that's another way I'm looking at it, to be honest with you, Alpaca, because we didn't know we were going to get that, did we? Initially we just thought, oh no, Stadia's gone, this is it. Plus taxes. Okay. And then see, how does it work with taxes for you guys? Because I know in the States you have to do your own taxes, don't you? In the UK, we have it taken out. It's called pay as you earn, and it gets taken out from your actual earnings. So as a boss, I pay my staff every month, and I have to take their tax, their income tax, out of their earnings and pay that to the tax man. So the staff don't have to do their own taxes. And then we have value-added tax, which I think is a bit like state tax for you guys. But again, that's taken at source of purchase and paid to the taxman by the retailer. Yeah, Alpaca's had that idea as well. That's what went through my mind, for sure. That way, at least you get 70% of it back, don't you? Find yourself a tame creator, or if you're obviously one yourself that's monetized, that kind of works. Not sure how viable it is, but it would be a way to get some actual cash back from Google. Yeah. I think the issue, we're going to talk about this a fair amount later in Rokk Players, actually. I think the issue, or they would say the issue, is that the Google Credits thing is its own business unit within Google. So what probably happens is like they have like finance departments, don't they? So I'm guessing the way it works is that you purchase or you get paid Google credits for doing something, or you buy them, and then you use them to pay. Well, I don't know, I'm just thinking this through as we go. They've basically said, because they've sold you, what have they sold you? They've sold you a digital currency, haven't they? And it's a value. So they then went to that department that creates that currency. Cashew crumbs. I shouldn't have done it. And undoubtedly, they won't get the full value because there'll be something that department retained as a margin. So if they give you cash, they're paying over and above what they've already received, and there's kind of accounting issues and stuff. I don't know, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Ultimately, though, the problem is theirs. One, because they decided to close a service that I believe was a going concern, and judging by how well the other cloud services are doing, would have been very successful. And, at the very, 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 very worst, my feeling is all they needed to do was modify the model. If they literally turned around and said, we're not doing the Pro anymore, for example, it's costing us too much money to do deals on these games, and this is assuming, I'm trying to think where were the costs for them, okay? So they already had the network, they've got the investment in building the system, which would have been a debt to Google, and that would have come out of payment. They've got the store, and the problem with the store, of course, was that you had to modify the games for it to work with their system. I mean, that was, I still think that was probably one of their biggest issues. So if they said to you, okay, look, we're not going to give games away anymore, but we're equally not going to charge you $10 a month, what we're going to do is we've got the store, and if you buy a game on the store, you can play it on Stadia at no extra charge. And then what they should have done is gone to the studios and said, Cyberpunk is $59 on PlayStation. We want to put it on here for $59 as well. But we want to take 10%, and that 10% is going to be the cost of us providing the network and the game service. That way, I reckon their take-up would have been huge. Or they could have just gone, NVIDIA, you fancy taking it over? Do you fancy having your own system? I don't know. I mean, it was a bunch of users. That has value. Instead, they've rolled the whole thing back and they've got themselves into right old dirty water in terms of having to pay all this stuff back. But there you go. On the 29th of September, I went through all my Stadia and Google Store Stadia purchases going back to 2019. It was $884. He has a spreadsheet. There you go. You could do it. You could just literally go to your account though, couldn't you? I think that's what I did. And Adam says, I think it's funny that people are getting negative play point balances because they refunded the money but also losing the points. Oh my God, is that true? Oh, it's a right old mess, isn't it? That is a right old mess. Alpaca says, I'll let you keep 10% of whatever's left after the 30%. Talk after, my friend. Love it. Right, guys, we are a little short of time, and it's not your fault. But I got us stuck into an audio nightmare. Hopefully you can hear me okay, by the way. I can hear me okay, but hopefully you're hearing me okay as well. What we'll do is we will zippity-doo-dah over to Larry the Lap. Should we do it? Let's do it, Rokk. Okay, here we are over at Larry. And I'm going to move that. There we go. So we've got a few things, not masses. Actually, the black nut, the first one that I'm showing here on screen, let me zoom in a bit, is black nut. But same as I said, yesterday, I'm going to hold that one off till tomorrow, guys. Just to remind you, I'm giving away 3 60-day accounts for Black Nut Gaming tomorrow on this show. If you remember, you're already in the draw. You know how it works. So I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. And what I might do, because I'm also doing the double time on Fridays now, so I'm going to start the show an hour earlier. and we do a game stream of some description every week. And then at dead on the normal hour, we will do the news, the cloud news and the chit chat, so that for those of you that can only make that hour, you won't miss anything. But it gives me an hour to do some game stuff and get out of the way. So I was thinking tomorrow, for that hour, we might fire up my Black Nut account so that we can have a look at it. And that way you get to get excited about being one of the potential winners. So we won't look at that one today. Rouster says the Stadia site doesn't include hardware, but that's true. Yep, no, I did count those separately. The thing I had, the bit that I was struggling with on that though, was that what did I have here? I had one Premiere. I had like a Premiere thing. Yeah, like they did a Premiere thing, didn't they? Where you got the controller and what have you. But I've got a feeling I got that as part of a thing. So that wasn't a purchase. I had 2 Wasabi controllers, but one of those was sent to me because the first one stopped working. It started working again. So that was one purchase. And then there was the Founders Pack, which I think they're refunding. So yeah, not as oh, and I may have bought a Chromecast as well. I don't know. Anyway, we will see. So first up then, we'll go and have a look. Actually, we've got the GeForce Now blog today, which we can have a look at. That's always good for a look at the games and stuff. So we will do that in a second. But first up, we've got a few things. So football, we'll go to Cloud Dosage. Cloud Dosage, and we have Eddie Rick, who has written this little article. So Football Manager 2023 console came out, it was either yesterday or Tuesday, I forget now. But what was really interesting, and this was noted by our friends at Cloud Dosage, is that they've put really good touch controls into the console version of the game. So if you're playing it as I did earlier on xCloud, try them out, you'll see these really good touch controls. But here's the better thing. If you are playing it on a touch screen, so my little Chromebook, which is what I played it on, has a touch screen, like an iPad. So if you're playing it on a touch screen or iPad, a tablet or a mobile, it works wherever you click. It's brilliant. So they've not only got the touch controls where you can hold your controls to the side of the device and move it around, but actually just moving and clicking and stuff work really well as well. So if you're into football or soccer, then definitely get yourselves into to that one over, and it's freely available if you have a Game Pass. Hey Rudigs, how are you, my friend? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're keeping well. He's locked into God of War. Oh, bless you. Well, thank you very much. I was saying at the beginning I don't know if I said it in this stream or it may be in the one just before I did a game stream. But I'm in two minds about getting it. I love the first one, or the last one I should say, and the previous ones for that, but for the price of the game, I'm told that it looks very similar to the first one, and I'm kind of thinking, do I really need to add another game into the mix right now? I've got so many games on the go. So I might just hang back and maybe get it for Christmas, make it my little Christmas game. Hey again, Crow, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for popping back in. And Cloudbusters, how are you? My reckoning, he reckons his, or she, I beg your pardon, my reckoning, my refund is worth $850. That's not a small, I mean, that's into the $1,000 realm there, isn't it? That is not a small amount of purchase. I had no idea when we're going to start seeing them outside of the States either. It looks to me like they're clearing out the American payments first. Although it does look like that's happening quite rapidly. So, I'm seeing lots of people, and Demigoddess was saying just now, she has now had hers through. Brian had his yesterday. Vets had his, but he was upset because most of his were credit payments. But we're starting to see them. So my guess is that you're probably looking at about the rest of the month for America. And then for the final 18, 19 days of January, they will start doing the other territories. That's my guess. But I think they'll get them all cleared before. The only problem is going to be for those that had those exotic payment system setups, and they've sort of said, look, we'll be in touch and we can talk about other ways of doing it. But that obviously is going to mean that there's going to be some level of delay there. Here we go again, Gizmo Duck from Austria. How are you, buddy? Thank you. Thank you very much for popping in. Bjorn Björsen is in the hus, and Bjorn is saying some of the elements of because Bjorn is our resident touch control guru. Some of the elements of Football Manager 23 on touch is a bit small on mobile. Okay, I played it on my Chromebook, which is a 14-inch monitor, in fairness. So, but I was thinking of you earlier when I was looking at those. I was thinking to myself then, wonder what you think about them. So that's good to know. Anyway, that's out there if you want to have a look at it. Get yourselves over, sort that out. And as we've just been talking about, so we won't go into any great detail, Google starts processing its automated Stadia refunds. And what does it say here? Here at Cloud Dosage, we're still saddened by the imminent closure of Google. Yeah, I mean, what have we got now? We've got about 40 days left of Stadia. Over the last couple of months, since the original announcement, we've striven to search and share the best alternatives to Stadia. As of today, Google has started sending out automated refunds for previous Stadia users. They've not elaborated on the plan, so I'm still thinking it's probably going to be the rest of the world after America, which is probably going to be the next 2 weeks, because it's a fair chunk of territory. But I still believe, and I haven't seen any data that says this isn't the case, that Canada had more users than anybody else. And as Crow says, hopefully they work the bugs out before processing UK and Canada. Yeah, absolutely. We don't want them bugs, do we, buddy? It's lunchtime here, says Just Being Bruce. See you later. Take care, my friend. Whatever your lunch is, I hope it's a tasty and nutritious one. And I noticed just now, and there he is, young Ant is in the house. Rokk and the players, how are you all? We're good, my friend. Hopefully we'll see you later if you've got time to pop in to Rokk Players. Always great to have you pop in. And Ant is going to be our regular guest. What do they call it? Roving reporter. He's going to pop in as often as he can into Rokk Players and give us a site update from wherever he is, which is brilliant. This could be a good one today. We've got Vet Cloud Gaming, we've got StadiaNet, otherwise known as the Scientist. So that's going to be fascinating. We've invited a couple others, but as of me going live, I hadn't heard. And of course, myself and Bjorn and Stephen Holtz, as well as from occasionally young Ant popping in. So that's cool. He says, thank you for allowing me to pop in. I love the conversations. Yeah, you're more than welcome, my friend. So Bjorn's got to go. He's got to go and drop the kids off, play with the kids for a bit. Yeah, go and do that. Family stuff is so important. When it's in... sorry, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons here. Bjorn says that the Football Manager 23 stuff is in his amazing spreadsheet that he's put together. Thank you for that, my friend. So we'll get rid of that one. We'll go back to the clock. What have we got here? Before we end up, we're going to end on the GeForce Now announcements. So we've got one more. I can't remember, guys, whether we covered this yesterday. We've got so many freaking shows on the go. But there's a big old patch for Cyberpunk 1.61. My problem with Cyberpunk is I whinged about this game forever and saying how I could never get into it and all that stuff. And then I got to the very end. I'm at the very end, and I can't complete it. And I know I'm going to end up not being able to finish it before I can't play it anymore. And Vet's in the house. How are you, buddy? Yo! Great to see you, dude. Can't wait to get the team together tonight. We've got Vet, we've got Stadia Dad, Stadia Net. We've even got Dad Plays Games in the form of Bjorn and Stephen Holtz, of course. And we'll have Ant Cowboy popping in as soon as he can, for as long as he can. And maybe one or two other special guests. It's going to be a great one. But anyway, there's a bunch of fixes for Cyberpunk 2077 rolling out for pretty much everything. PC, all the consoles, and the Stadia as well. Remember the Stadia, guys? Bless it. All that stuff there, it all goes on and on. I've heard that they have somehow managed to beef up the visuals again, which is amazing. But there is, as a Stadia specific here, they fixed an issue where the game didn't pause when gameplay was suspended. Which is interesting. Console specific fixed an issue where cross-progression saves from the Xbox One family weren't transferred to PC or PlayStation, and they fixed an issue where after logging into GOG on PlayStation, my rewards section displayed an error. So there you go, loads of stuff there if you're into your Cyberpunk. I've got to finish it. I just don't know how. I'm at the very end of it where you crash into the house and then you've got to get across the pool and there's giant robots and stuff, and I just keep getting killed. And I don't have all of the amazing perks and the upgrades that I should have got throughout the game. I just didn't play it like I shoulda. I shoulda, oughta, and I didn't. And Ant is excited because the one game that he's purchased on Stadia and he wanted to buy again just got announced it's coming to PS Plus. You're right, my friend. I saw your excited tweet earlier, and oh no, Rouster's finished it loads of times. I haven't even finished it once. I know, dude. I've just never got into it. I don't understand why. But yes, Ant's game that he's excited about is Chorus. It's a great little game, isn't it? I have it on Steam anyway. I don't know how I got it on Steam, by the way. I think I may have got the code from somebody. And I'm about halfway through the game. But I agree, it's a cracking little game. And I really must go back in and play it a bit more. Right, let's go and see what our good friends at GeForce Now have in their monthly blog for us, guys. Little cluette there. So the first thing is, and just in time for the holidays as well, they have produced a bunch of physical premium membership gift cards for GeForce Now. Now, this comes with a small caveat. They are only currently available in the States. So if you don't go ordering these if you're outside of America, because you cannot use them and you cannot get them. But they are looking to roll them out, excuse me, in the future. And I think as well looking to sell them in other places other than their online store. So pretty cool if you're looking to give somebody the gift of GeForce for Christmas, or Hanukkah, or a bar mitzvah, or a birthday, or Diwali if you want to wait another year. I mean, whatever you want, the gift of GeForce. Just give it. It's good. It's the thing, you see, us Western Christians, as which I am in that box, we tend to forget that, you know, we're not the largest religion in the world, and other people don't necessarily celebrate Christmas or the holiday season. So it's worth bearing that in mind. Anyway. They have 10 games on the cloud this week that they've announced, including the first story downloadable content for Dying Light 2. I have Dying Light 2. I wonder if it's a free download. I have it on Steam as well. It's great on GeForce Now. Gorgeous game. Oh, I'll have to look into that and see. Well, maybe we'll have a little lookies in a minute when we go and have a peek. Tell you what we'll also have a peek at, guys. Remind me before we go to have a look at the Epic Store and see what games have been released today. Hey, oh Geek, how are you, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for popping in again. Bless you. And young Ant says, Rokk Show, have you played God of War Ragnarok yet? You've misspelled it, mate. It's Ragnarok with 2 Ks. Rock at the end. No, I haven't, dude. And I've kind of tried not to watch too many streams. I was saying to young Stephen Holtz earlier, he's been playing it. I'm in two minds. I'm going to wait a bit, I think, because I've got a ton of games anyway, and some that I'm paid for that I want to finish. And I played the last one. I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I adored it. But it looks very similar. and it's not a cheap game, because you've got to pay full price on the old PlayStation. So what I'm going to do is one of two things, I think, Ant. One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to possibly get it for Christmas. I'm going to ask the girls to have it as a Chrissy Prezi. Or the other thing, which may make more sense, because I'm unlikely to play it again, is I might get it from my game rental service, like your Gamefly. So I got a couple of options. I ought to do it that way, really, didn't I? I'm not one of those that goes back and typically plays a game again. Once I've finished it, I tend to finish it. Unless they do a remastered version or there's a DLC or something. But in this case, I wouldn't be overly worried. So, and Geek says it's the best looking game on PS4 Pro. Awesome, but I've got a PS5. I was told, Stephen told me, young Holtz, hey Liam, how are you, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for popping in. Young Holtz told me that it was kind of, for him, it was a cross between The Last of Us 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn Wild West, or whatever it's called, in terms of the next genishness of it, if you know what I'm saying. I'm going to rent it, that's what I'm going to do. And if I really, really like it, and they bring out a DLC, I'll buy it. Anyway, let's get ourselves back to GeForce Now. They won't be wanting that for their jingle, will they? So you've got these digital gift card things. NVIDIA makes it easy for anyone to give an upgrade to GeForce PC performance in the cloud at any time of the year, and just in time for the holidays, physical gift cards will be available as well. For a limited time, these $50 physical gift cards will ship with a special GeForce Now holiday gift box. Look at that. Let's be honest, that's pretty darn attractive, isn't it? At no additional cost. Perfect to put into somebody's stocking. What's that down my stocking, dear? Wow, it's a bit of GeForce. So, that's coming up. The new gift cards can be redeemed for the membership level of performance, whether for 3 months of an RTX 3080 or 6 months of a priority membership. I'd give somebody, what would I give? If I said, here's your card, it's up to you. What would I recommend? Well, I think 3080 is absolutely stunning. I genuinely do. I do think it's absolutely stunning. But they get double the time with priority, which is equally great. So I guess it depends if they're a browser player and they've got if they've got a decent monitor and they play on a browser, maybe they've got a 1440 or a 4K monitor, then I'd say go for the 3080. Go on, treat yourself. Or if they've got a really nice TV and a Shield Pro, because this is the thing. I don't think if you play it on the streaming app, it's any higher than 1080 unless you've got a Shield. But I may be wrong. I don't know, because I haven't got that. I've got a 4K telly, but I play it on my Shield Pro, you see, which will do, I think, 4K 120, I think. Again, I've only got a 60 FPS TV, so I don't really know. But anyway, all of that stuff, that's awesome. And then that's just a little bit there about the 3080. Right, staying alive. Ha, 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 staying alive, staying alive. Dying Light 2's Bloody Ties DLC is available now, and GeForce Now members can stream it today. Is it free though? Oh, I want to know. Embark on a new story adventure and gain access to the Carnage Hall, an old opera building full of challenges and quests, including surprising new weapon types, character interactions, and more discoveries to uncover. Priority and 3080 members can explore Villador with NVIDIA DLSS and RTX for cinematic real-time ray tracing. Yeah, it did have RTX, the original game. All while keeping an eye on their meter to avoid becoming infected. Yeah, that was quite a decent little mechanic, that one. Well, I need to check and see. Ant says, yeah, do it, Rokk. As you know, if it wasn't for me being terrified to have someone ruin the story, I would rent it also. Yeah, you wanted to play it ahead of time. I get you, my friend. And look, it's good looking Honky. Oh, there you go. That's the name of the day. That's that one in the bag. You've won it. Hi, Peter North here. Hey, Peter. Old adult film star retired from America. Well, how are you hanging, Peter? Hopefully the ravages of time haven't turned it into a lesser mortal. Should I purchase the 1440 for Xbox SX? Thanks, Peter North. Should I purchase 40 for Xbox SX? So you got what? Purchase what? A 1440 monitor? Absolutely, my friend. I've got a 1440 monitor. Hang in 10. Good man. I'm loving it. So I would say, I'm a lad. What I would say is if you were playing, I mean, personally, I think the 1440 looks, for me, as good as a 4K. You've got to be right up against the screen on a 4K to really get the full 4K-ness, right? Whereas if you're playing, for example, I often switch my TV to 1440, even though it's a 4K TV. If I'm playing the NVIDIA GeForce Now, for example, or Stadia, sometimes I just switch them to 1440 because it looks as good. And, you're significantly reducing the amount of bandwidth that you're chewing up as well, you need to stream. So I would definitely say a 1440 monitor if you want to whack it on your Xbox. Perfect. I don't know, guys. I've got an X, which will do the full 4K. But even then, it would look just as good on a 1440 TV if I was sat 8 feet, 9 feet away from it as I am. You don't need it to be. You don't need the 4K. I'm actually quite an advocate for 1440, if I'm honest. I've said it a lot in the past. I don't genuinely think that if you're sat at a reasonable distance from a monitor, I'm sat, 2.5 feet from the monitor here. I mean, Larry the laptop's obviously only a few inches away from my head. But I would say that if you're playing a game on a TV or even a monitor, you're buying a monitor, get yourself a nice 30-inch or at least a 28-inch, I would go for. Maybe a 32-inch monitor, 1440. Get a decent frame rate. This one's 165 hertz. And it'll go down to, so I typically whack it onto 120 for GeForce Now, and that works a treat. But dropping it down to 1440 means that I can play Resident Evil Village on my PC, installed on the PC, and stream it at 1440. I can't do it at 4K without taking everything down. So you do it, my friend. Thank you so much, mate. Now you're all good. You're all good, buddy. Great man. If you ever want to get into adult film, let me know, lad. Yeah, well, I would be holding the camera or the sound boom, my friend. There's nothing impressive enough with me that they'd want me in front of the darn thing. Bless you. You're absolutely up for it, dude. Thank you for popping in as well. Right, and Chariot Man is in the house. What do you think about AMD's newest graphic cards? Good question. I actually have been looking at these. I think we're at a point with them now where they're almost as good as the 4090, but for $700 less. The only thing is, of course, that you're not going to, say for example, you want to play GeForce Now with the new AMDs. The problem is that because they are not RTX, you're not going to get any of the RTX features that GeForce Now obviously eschews. All right, so you've just got to bear that in mind. But if you're looking to play games at home or stream games at home on your own rig, then I would definitely look at one of the new cards, maybe the TXT, the top of the range one. I think it's about $900 versus about $1,700, $1,600 for the 4090. So I would say, if you're a cloud gamer predominantly, which I am, okay, I mean, even on my Xbox, even on my Series X or my PS5, I look for the cloud version of any game. I prefer to stream it that way because I'm not clogging my machine up. I'm not I can fire it up really quickly. I don't have to install it or anything, and I see hardly any difference these days between the full stream version and the fully installed version, right? So if you are going to be largely streaming cloud games, you don't need a 3080, you don't need a 4090. You can even get away with a 16 series NVIDIA. Just get yourself a 2 series, a 20 series. That's all you need. If that's what you're looking to do, or get yourself a cheap Chromebook, with a half decent sized screen. But if you're into installing games, and you want the best look that money can buy, and you've got a really awesome monitor, and maybe you stream stuff, and you want to, then definitely look. If you're looking at down the 4090, I would go for the new AMD. And quite honestly, if you're looking at anything like a 3080 or a 3090 now, an RTX isn't that much of a thing for you, a concern. There's only a few games that have it. Then look at the newer AMDs instead, because they're cheaper. They're about the same price. You can get the top end AMD graphics card with its little chiplets, and also I think it's a 2.1 video output. Got to get my mind get around this, versus the Nvidias, which is the older output, 1 point something. So the AMDs are kind of future proof. Personally, if I was thinking of replacing my 3080 now, having said that you wouldn't be able to get the RTX effects on GeForce Now, I'm talking out my rectum. Of course you would, because that's coming through the 3080. You see, you don't have to have a local RTX card to get that stuff, or if, like me, you're playing it on a Shield, it's irrelevant. So yeah, definitely would. That's definitely me. So I'm talking myself into it here. And says, Rokk Show, I went all out, and I got the Sony InZone M9 monitor, which has the HDMI 2.1, which could do 4K 120. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? The newer LGs that I'll be getting at some point, my LG, my TV is a C8, which I think was like best-selling TV of 2020 or something, or 21. And that has 2.1, and it can do 4K 120. But the newer ones do. Mine doesn't, but it does do 120, but not through HDMI. So I don't know. Anyway, I intend to get one. Yep, Geek to Sneak, that's the one, my friend, the 7900 XTX. I just think, for me right now, that's what I would get. I wouldn't invest in another 30 series. You either go all out for the 40s, but they've got some hardware issues, haven't they? Some cabling issues they need to fix. It's sort of people saying that, with the PSU and stuff, that can get burning and things. So I would go, and also the form factor of the AMD, the 7900, will fit into a standard chassis, whereas those 4090s are ridiculous. They're the height of a PS5, so you need a new case and everything. I just feel like they rushed them out, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, I would. I actually was thinking about it, but I'm happy. I do most of my stuff is cloud-based. There's not much point, is there? Anyway, so here we go. The Unliving. This came out yesterday, I believe, on GeForce Now. So that's a new release. They've got 10 games that they're highlighting right now. Let's just hide you there, geek. So we've got The Unliving. We've got A Little to the Left. Alba, a wildfire adventure. That's free on Epic Games from today. Woohoo! Yeah, we were going to go look at that, weren't we? So one of the things I really, really love about GeForce Now is they talk to Epic. They know which games are coming up for the free games that you can claim, and they make sure that they are available to play on GeForce. So they're actually telling us, look, what we're going to get this week on Epic. Wow, we get Alba, a wildfire adventure. That's so you can claim it for free from today for 7 days till next Thursday. And Shadow Tactics, Blade of the Shogun, the same. We'll have a little look at those in a second anyway. We've got Yum Yum Cookstar, which almost caught Ray out on Tuesday. Guns, Gore and Cannoli 2. Heads Will Roll. Downfall, Hidden Through Time. The Legend of Tianding and Railgrade. Members also, bear in mind, members can still upgrade to a 6-month priority membership for 40% off the normal price. But they are closing that on Sunday, November 20th, so you've got another 10 days, guys. Sunday week, that will be ending. So if you're thinking of getting yourself into the priority account, you want to be doing that pretty darn quick. And then they say, before we wrap up this GFN Thursday, we've got a question for you. Let us know your answer on Twitter or in the comments below. What's the best gaming-related present you've ever received? Bonus points if you tag who gave it to you. Now, I saw a few people mentioning the GeForce Now mug that they received, and I also have one. I thought it might be close to me. I can't see it, but it says best cloud gamer in the world or something. They sent me one as well quite a while ago now. Right, let's have a quick look at these games. So the Unliving, make sure this pops up on the screen. Yes, it did. So here we go. This is a side. Oh, I'm not sure what this is. Let's read it and find out. We just zoom in a tad as well. We're good today because William doesn't stream on a Thursday. Raise the Dead. As a fearsome necromancer in the dark world of the unliving, lead your undead armies into the endless fight in this roguelite action. They're all roguelite. What is it with these guys? Enough with the roguelite. This roguelite action RPG game burn cities to ash with devastating magic spells, slay epic bosses, and turn your yes. Where am I? I'm reading my phone at the same time. What a naughty, naughty Rokk I am. Stop it. Burn cities to ash with devastating magic spells, slay epic bosses, and turn your enemies into morbid servants. So there you go. It's an RPG single player. It looks pretty cool. I mean, if you're into your RPG slashing and stuff, why not? And what we're looking at price-wise, 12. It's down 10%. Everything's always on sale in Steam these days, isn't it? So you can pick it up for $12.14, or you can get this Founders Pack bundle thing, which includes music. Yeah, it's up to you. Oops, sorry. And a little to the left. Oh, a little to the left. This one might be for you, good-looking honky. A little hanging to the left. A little to the left is a cozy puzzle game that has you sort, stack, and organise household items into pleasing arrangements while you keep an eye out for a mischievous cat with an inclination for chaos. Check out this playful and intuitive puzzler. So this one has been around literally just 2 days ago. It's had 115 already positives. That's pretty cool. Very positive. Actually, this looks... this is one of those games where you look at it and visually you think, but I bet you, from a puzzle perspective, it's really interesting. It's kind of like a Oh, look at that. It was a switch. We can see that there. It was a switcher, and it is now a steamer. And that's another one for just under £13. So if you roughly add 30% onto the English pound, you roughly get your dollar. Although, to be fair, it's not that good anymore. So, in fact, whack 15% on. There you go. So, what would that be? About $1.90 on top of that. So, we'll call it $2 on top. So, say it's $15. I think that's pretty accurate, actually. Oh, there's an embarrassing dude. We'll get rid of him. Oh, yes. Now we've got these epic games, the free ones to claim. So, the first one up is Alba, a wildlife adventure. And it is indeed free right now, so this can be claimed. I'm not signed in. Oh, I like the look of this already. This looks like my kind of game. Even the smallest person can make a big difference. Join Alba as she sets out to save her beautiful island and its wildlife, and possibly start a revolution. I like the look of this. So it has a nice low down third person. I'm a fan of the head height third person game. Simplified graphics, but it's probably because it started its life out on Switch or something similar. And it's from the BAFTA award-winning studio behind Monument Valley and Assemble with Care. Handcrafted visuals, aren't they all? Every little corner of this island has been looked after with great detail. Bless. It took us a while to make it. Join Alba and Ines, I think it says, to found the AIWRL, an organisation that can save the island. Great music, it says. This is a chillacathon. Make your time on the island your own and experience the adventure at your own pace. I'm liking the sound of this game more and more. A place you want to stay. We base this on our childhood summers. Honestly, a feel-good game about running around, doing good deeds. And it's got some good reviews here. Look at this. Critics 88% recommend it. 82% top critic average, and an open critic rating of strong, and it's got a load of Eurogamer and the 6-Axis and Game Informer have given it high numbers. So anyway, free to claim, why wouldn't you, and free to play on GeForce Now. And bear in mind, guys, even if you don't have a GeForce Now account, and why don't you, and if you don't forget to knock me up for a free 3-day trial pass for priority. But you can claim this game for free and play it on GeForce Now for free on a free account. Free gaming, literally. I mean, what do you guys want? So what's the other Epic game? Let's have a look. Oopsie doopsie. You can't see what I just did, but I literally lost my... Wow, I've lost it, guys. Hopefully I've not lost you as well. Oh dear. Oh, I know what I've done. Whew, got it back. Okay. Squid, how are you, dude? Just popping in before work. Hope everyone has a great one. Thanks, my tentacled friend. I hope you're keeping well. The next one in the old Epic lineup, Shadow Tactics. So I'm going to have a little look at that one then. Suddenly gone to out of dark into light. Oh, what have we got here? This was £35 and it's now free. Shadow Tactics is a hardcore tactical stealth game set in Japan around the Edo period. I tell you, he'll love this. Holtz will love this. Actually, Bjorn will love this as well. I actually like a stealth game. I really do. This actually looks pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Not that I would anyway. He recruits 5 specialists with extraordinary skills. Hey Nerds World, how are you, dude? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Really appreciate your time, thank you. So it's a Thursday. We tend to run a little bit later on a Thursday, which is great, I know, for a lot of you guys that pop in for your lunch and stuff. I tend to do it when young William isn't streaming. So young William isn't streaming. Where are we? Yes, let's have a quick... I just want to have a quick look at what ratings it's got. So this is a £35 free choice. 4.7 overall on the ratings. Extreme fun. Diverse characters. Relaxing. Highly recommended. Quickly understood games and great for beginners. Well, that's almost a Rokk review in and of itself. And then the ratings are cool. Look at this. 93% of the critics recommend this. 83 top critics average and a strong open critic rating. So another one definitely worth picking up. It does look good. I do like the look of these graphics, I have to say. There we go. Full screen. Ico. Yes, I would definitely be picking this one up with Alba after the show for sure. How am I? I'm good, thank you. You just finished your stream and thought, oh, well, thank you very much. I hope it went well. What were you streaming? Were you gaming or were you doing a chat show? What was the deal? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, my friend. We're almost within shouting distance of Friday. So there's your 2 free games on Epic. And then we've got 6 more. Yum Yum Cookstar, which is this only came out tomorrow. It's not even out yet. There you go. So this one's out tomorrow. It looks like those typical kind of cookery games. Great for the kids, in fairness. What are we looking at price wise? No mention of price, so you can't pre-order. My guess is that it's going to be around 20. That's my guess. So there you go. That one comes out tomorrow. Interesting to see what people think of that one. Yeah, Adam says, having the 2 free games on GFN, definitely a bonus. I know, genuinely. I mean, you can genuinely add these games from Epic to your library and play them for free without any kind of hardware. It's just like one of those best kept gaming secrets. Guns, Gore and Cannoli 2. This came out in 2018, so it's been out for a bit, but it's new to GeForce. Guns, Gore and Cannoli 2 revives the good old action platform run and gun genre, but this time with a bunch of humour and buckets of blown off body parts. In this sequel, Vinnie Cannoli, his story continues, and this time it's poisonal. So we've got 2,755 very positive reviews, 27 very positives recently, so it's definitely... Oh, look at that, it's only $12. So we've got good reviews on that one. It does look fun. That's a definite purchase there, I think. Heads Will Roll Down for. Well, that's what do we have here? 20th of October, so it's a couple of months old. Heads Will Roll Downfall is a combination of a tactical role-play game and a visual novel. Now, this is a Bjorn game, if ever I saw one. I'd be amazed if he hasn't already got it, to be honest with you. 20th of October. Free to play. Wow. There you go, guys. So another one that you can add to your free gaming collection. This is my whole point. Somebody said to me earlier, I know, someone was saying about buying games with Xbox, and I said I don't own any. I don't own any games on Xbox because there's so many free games around. You can just, genuinely, as long as you've got a couple of the, Game Pass Ultimate and GeForce Now and an Epic account, a Steam account, you can just there's games all over the place to play. That looks okay though. It's a free to play. I'd be amazed if Bjorn doesn't have this one. I'll have to mention this to him. This is definitely up his street. Hidden Through Time. Let's have a look at this one then. This is like the game I think that came out on Stadia, the Alien, Find the Alien one. I think it's the same people, in fact, Rogue Side. So you have to, it's a Where's Wally, it's kind of what it is. Only you have to find all of these characters that they're showing here, hidden throughout the game. And it's really cool because there's lots of little animations and stuff. I tell you what this is a beautiful game to play with the kids. Although I quite enjoy it myself. But there you go, £6, guys. It's a throwaway game. I mean, that's like $7, $8. Great one to play with the family. The kids love this. I love this. Looking for all these little things, clicking on stuff and having animations happen, and just brilliant. That's a bargain for that amount of dosh. The Legend of Tianding. This actually is out on Game Pass as well, I believe. So it came out a few days ago, 2nd of November. It's a side-scrolling action game it's based on a true story, I believe. It's Taiwanese. Liao Tianding, the legendary Taiwanese folk hero, explore the dazzling streets of colonial Japanese Taiwan. So Japan basically occupied Taiwan in those days, the earliest parts of the 20th century. All came to a head during World War II, and they lost all those territories and their empirical objectives as well. Actually looks pretty good. It's got some it's only been out for 8-9 days, and it has largely overwhelmingly positive reviews, which is cool. I've seen a few people playing it on Twitch actually. It does look pretty good. So that's a definite. That's another one. How much are we talking here if you buy it? 17. So let's say we call that $18, $19. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And finally, back on Epic, we have Railgrade. Now, Railgrade is £16, so that's closer to your $19, $20. It's a management sim about using railways to transport resources and power for the power industry on an off-world colony. I'm sure I got all those words around the wrong way. I'm sorry. But but it looks pretty good. Now, I happen to know that my German friends love a good simulator like these things here. So I can imagine this is very, very popular across the water in the continent. But not bad for what's probably about €18, about $19, give or take, I would imagine. Let's have a look at the ratings down here. Looks good as well. Available achievements, we've got achievements there. It's got a 4.5 out of 5 stars. That is not bad. No actual external ratings, but it's relaxing, it's great for beginners, quickly understood controls, amazing storytelling. So a lot of stuff. Well, thank you for the super chat, Phipps. Bless you. Pair character punching the air with fist and bump written on his knuckles. Thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Phipps, you can tell me, being from that part of the world, are you into these kind of simulators, these train sims and zoo sims and all those, the farming simulator, all that? I'm told that in Germany and particularly that area of Europe, they are massively loved games. I'm keen to know. But thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that super chat. Thank you, buddy. So that's it for the old GFN. We've covered everything. We've even seen what games are available on Epic, because that was what I was going to top and tail the show with. We don't need to do that anymore. And there's our clock. It'd be nice if this was a shape of a clock, actually, wouldn't it? I should put a little clock in the background. I think I did try that with it. But the problem was... Let me see if I take it down. The problem was it kind of stood out a bit. We'll stick with what we've got for now. Anyway, guys, there you go. So we've exhausted all the news, and we've had a look at the GeForce Now lineup as well. I think everything's looking rather cool. Let's go back to the We'll go back to the welcome screen here, and we'll start to wind down for Friday. So don't forget, in 3 hours, no, I think there's 6, 7, 8, 2 hours, 46 minutes, give or take, we will have the Rokk players. And as far as I'm aware, we will have Vet Cloud Gaming, as well as your usual favourites, of course, Bjorn and Holtz. We will have Vet Cloud Gaming. We will have Stadia Dad. I've got to get him the show notes as well. I've just remembered. And that looks like it's it at the moment. I'm not seeing anybody else responding to my guest request. So that's all good. And let's see now. Yes. So there you go. It's a good little lineup anyway. And Vet is comedy gold. I love doing stuff with Aaron. He is so funny. We're going to have a load of fun. We've got a load of stuff to talk about. It's the kind of grown-up version of Rokk Around the Clock and Stadia. Don't do that. The Rokk Show. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today as always. Why am I showing 0? I'm still there. That's good. It's just that it reset the clock. I'm sure there's more than nobody watching. Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in 2 hours and 44 minutes. And hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Clocking out. Take care.